Hi, welcome to 5.2 Real World Problems, Rates and Unit Rates from Course 1A Singapore Math. Let's begin. A tennis ball machine can launch 60 tennis balls in 12 minutes. So in 12 minutes, it can launch 60 tennis balls. At this rate, how many tennis balls can it launch in an hour? So now here we have 1 hour. 1 hour can be written as 60 minutes, right? 1 hour is 60 minutes. So 12 to 60 is how much? It's times 5. So you do the same thing here, times 5. So it can launch 300 balls, right? 60 times 5 is 300. Next, water flows from a faucet at a rate of 5 liters every 25 seconds. At this rate, how much water will flow from the faucet in 45 seconds? So it's 5 liters in 25 seconds, right? So if we simplify this, it becomes 1 over 5. That means 1 liter every 5 seconds, right? 1 liter per 5 seconds. At this rate, how much water will flow from the faucet in 45 seconds? So 1 over 5 equals to 45 seconds. So that comes here, right? Now we say 5 to 45 is times 9. So we do the same thing here, times 9. So this is 1 times 9, which is 9. At this rate, how long will it take to collect 60 liters of water? So 1 over 5, right? And this is liters on the top. So we say 60. Now how much time will it take? So 1 to 60 is what? Times 60. So we do the same thing here. 5 times 60. And that's 300. Done. Two questions done. Question 3. A farmer uses 920 grams of grains to feed 8 chickens. So it's 920 grams for 8 chickens, and 920 is a multiple of 8. So let's do the division here. 920 divided by 8. That's ones, 8 there, 1, 2 down. That's again 1. So it's 8, remainder 4. We get 0 here. And that's 8 times 5 is 40. That's basically 115 over 1, which means one chicken needs 115 grams of grains. At this rate, how many grams of grains does he use to feed 100 chickens? So we have 115 over 1, right? That's grams and that's chickens. And we have 100 chickens here. So what do we do? This is times 100. So exactly we do here times 100, and that's very simple. 115, and we add this to zeros, grams of grains. Part B. At this rate, how many chickens can be fed using 48.3 kilograms of grains? Now this is given in kilograms, so be careful. The units so far were grams, okay? Grams here, grams here. Now it's kilograms. So let's convert this into grams. So it's basically multiplying it with 1000, right? So that becomes 483, and we put 2 zeros because we have one decimal there, right? So that 1 0 is used for decimal digit, and this 2 zeros we put there. So now this is in grams. So conversion was very important step here. Again, we say grams and chicken. 115 over 1 equals to, now we are given the grams here, so we say 48300, and we need to find the number of chickens here. So let's see if 115 goes in 48300. So we do the calculations here. 48300 divided by 115. So 115 times 4, right? 100 times 4 is 400, and 15 times 4 is 60. So this becomes 460. That's 3 and that's 2. We get this 0 down. 115 times 2 exactly, because 100 and 100 is 200. 15 and 15 is 30. So that's times 2. 230, that's 0, and this 0 we take it here, right? So that's times 420. So we do the same thing here, times 420. So the answer is 420. Okay, let's go to the next one. Question 4. The table shows the postal charges for sending letters to country Y. So first 20 grams is 50 cents. Per additional 10 grams, it's 30 cents. So every additional 10 grams that you will have additional 30 cents. Okay, how much does it cost to send a letter weighing 60 grams? So it's 60 grams. Let's divide this weight. First 20 grams, right? So we said 20 and the remaining is 40. So for the first 20 grams, we have to pay 50 cents. And now for 40 that we have, every 10 grams is 30. 10 is 30, right? And we have to find for 40. How much is it? So this is how much? Times 4. So we do the same thing here, times 4. So that's 120 cents. So for this, we have 120 cents. So the total is going to be addition, right? So it's basically 50 plus 120, which is 170 cents, or you can say $1.70. They both mean the same. Okay, good. Here comes question 5. Car A travels 702 miles on 12 gallons of gasoline. So we have car A that travels 702 miles on 12 gallons of gasoline. Car B travels 873 miles on 15 gallons of gasoline. That's car B, 873 miles on 15 gallons of gasoline. Hugo wants to buy a car with a lower fuel consumption. Find out the distance each car can travel per gallon of gasoline. So that's what we have to find. Okay? Then tell which of the two cars, A or B, Hugo should buy. Now this is simple division that we have to do. So let's do the division here. 702 divided by 12. 12 times 5 is 60. So that's 10. We get this 2 down. Now 12 times 8 is 96. Times tables are very important. So the remainder is 6. We put 0 here and a decimal there. 12 times 5 is 60 and it ends there. So here it is 58.5 miles per gallon. Okay, now let's see for car B. 873 divided by 15. 15 times 5 is 75. So that gives the remainder of 12. And this 3 comes down. Now 15 times 8 is 120. So the remainder is 3 here. Now we put 0 and a decimal there. And that's 15 times 2, 30. And it ends there. So the answer here is 58.2 miles per gallon, right? Now you compare this to, and what do you suggest? So the first part is done. We found the distance each car can travel per gallon of gasoline, right? Now car A is 58.5 and this is 58.2. This one is little extra, right? So we suggest that he buys car A. And it's done. Time for question 6. A machine packs equal packets of vitamin tablets every minute. The line graph shows the number of packets of vitamin tablets packed by the machine over 4 minutes. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 there. How many packets of vitamin tablets does the machine pack per minute? So first minute is here, right? And what's that point? This is 40 and that's 60, and between them they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines, which means each line represents 4 units, right? So this is the fourth one. So that's 16, right? 4, 4, 4, 4, or 4 times 4, 16. So 40 plus 16. So it's basically 56 packets of vitamin tablets it packs. It's this part here. Okay, so every unit is 4, so it's 40 here. So this one is 44. The next one is 48. Then you have 52. And this one that we are looking for is 56. At this rate, how many minutes will the machine take to pack 672 packets of vitamin tablets? So in 1 minute, it can pack 56. So in how many minutes it can pack 672? So this to this is what? Do you know that? Let's divide and check here. 672 divided by 56. It goes once here, 56. That's 1, 1, and that's 2. That's exactly times 2. So this is times 12. So we do the same thing here, times 12. So the answer is 12. It will take 12 minutes to pack 672 vitamin tablets. Question 7, the second last question. Brooklyn's mother gave her an allowance at the beginning of a certain summer break. Brooklyn spent an equal amount of money each week from the allowance. So you see week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. So every week she's spending equal amount. So if she's spending X amount in week 1, in week 2 also X, in week 3 also X, okay? The line graph shows her allowance over 4 weeks. How much did Brooklyn spend from her allowance each week? So you can compare any 2 weeks and get it because she's spending it equally every week, right? Here if we see this one, this is 400 and 500, 5 lines, which means every line is 20 units, okay? And this is the fourth line, so that's 80, right? So this is 480 at the beginning. That's what Brooklyn is getting. And let's look at week 1, which is here, and that's 420. So that shows that she's spending $60 per week. Part 2. How many weeks would it take Brooklyn to spend all her allowance? So in 1 week, she's spending 60, right? And what's her allowance? 480, right? This is where it's beginning. So it's 480. And we know that 60 to 480 is times 8, right? 6 times 8 is 48. So we do the same thing here, times 8. So it's going to take her 8 weeks to spend all the money. And it's done. Time for the last question. Yay! A supermarket sells the 3 brands of rice shown in the table below. Alexandra wants to buy 30 kilograms of rice. Which brand of rice should she buy to get the best deal? Assuming that all 3 brands are of the same quality. So for that, we need to have some equalizer here, right? Because this is 500 grams. That's 5 kgs, 10 kgs. It's difficult to compare. So let's find the cost per kg. So we do for A over here. 500 grams is 120. So 1000 grams, that's double, right? So that's 1 kg basically. This will be double. So that's $240. Okay. So A is here. Now let's see for B. 5 kgs is this. So we need to find the price for 1 kg. So let's do it here. 9.80 divided by 5, right? Because that's the cost for 5 kgs. So times 1 is 5 here. 4, we take this 8 down. And since there's a decimal, we put it here. 48, so that's times 9 is 45. 3 and that's 0 here, 5 times 6. So for brand B, it is $1.96 per kg, right? And let's also write for brand A here, $2.40 per kg. I'm not writing my units there because we know we have found for 1 kg there, okay? And then finally, we have brand C, that's 10 kgs. It's a simple division, 18.90 divided by 10. So when you divide, you shift your decimal, right? To the right or left. You shift your decimal to the left. So this becomes 1.89. So this is $1.89 per kg. Now, tell me which one is the cheapest. You have to compare these 3. Of course, C is the cheapest. So which brand? Brand C. Okay. Are you happy, Alexandra? We're helping you. Part B. How much will she save if she buys the cheapest brand of rice as compared to the most expensive? So she's buying the cheapest one here and the most expensive is this, right? So how much is she buying? 30 kgs. Let's do the calculations here. For brand C, 1.89 times 30, and for brand A, it's going to be 2.40 times 30, and we did the calculations here. 1.89 times 3, that's 27. So 7 here to carry, that's 24 plus 2, 26. Decimal here to carry, that's 3 and 2, 5, right? So that's going to be 5, 6, 7, and you have times 30, not times 3. So we'll say 56.70. Okay. And the next one here, 2.4 times 3. That's 12, 1 there, that's 6 and 1, 7. But we have 30, not 3. So we will say this is 72. Fine. And now what's the question? How much is she going to save? And that means we need to know the difference of these two, right? So let's do the calculations here. 72.00 minus 56.70. That's 0. Now next is not possible, so we make this 1 and give 1 there. So that's 3 decimal there, and then again it's not possible, so we make this 6 and give 1 there, so that's 11. Now 11 minus 6 is 5, 6 minus 5 is 1. So this is what she's going to save, right? $15.30. Good. See, Alexandra, we are helping you save some money. It's a big amount, $15.30. Good. My students are always helpful, okay? You can come anytime for the help. Well, with this we end the chapter. Only 8 questions. Isn't that great? Just 8 questions and we're done super quick. So we shall meet soon in the content video for the next chapter. Until then, keep watching all the videos and keep practicing math.